This is Greg Noyes of Pacific West Home Inspections, and today is Saturday, October 11th. I'm doing a house up in Newbury Park, a very popular area. I've done 3 homes here in the last 2 weeks. The house has a Rampart General fireplace, and I looked at the fire box and I didn't see any cracks at the insulation plate. There are some cracks in the rear of the fireplace. But before I get started with the inspection, I'd like to show you how to shut off the utilities. The first one is going to be water, and that's at the very front of the house. And this valve here, you turn the valve, and that will shut off the water. And this is called a gate valve, and they tend to break over time. So you may want to upgrade to a ball valve. Also, there's a pressure regulator at the house, and the street pressure here is 110, and we like to see it under 80 pounds. So this is supposed to lower it. It's not working today. There's a rubber diaphragm in here, and after 8 to 10 years, they'll blow out. So this is not functioning. It needs to be replaced. The sprinkler valves here are set too low to the ground, and they need to be up 6 inches above any sprinkler heads. And now the chimney and fireplace has been recently painted, so sometimes it hides cracks, but I didn't see any significant cracks on the fireplace. So on the front of the house at the garage, left side is your main electrical panel, and you see the main here is 125 amps, and that turns off all these breakers. One of the breakers was double lugged, or had 2 wires to it, and that needs to be repaired. And you notice that it has a circuit for an AC. Problem is there's no AC at the house, and the labeling needs to be more descriptive. Today they like to see where the light is, what bedroom or room the light is. Now over on the right side of the house, we're going to find the gas meter, and we'll look at that next. So I'm at the gas meter at the right exterior of the house, and out here in Newbury, there's no automatic seismic shutoff valves required. So the way you shut off the gas during an earthquake is this valve here. And you will need a wrench for this, so you just turn it 90 degrees. When the tang is perpendicular to the pipe, then it's off. Now if you have friends in the city of LA, Beverly Hills, or Santa Monica, on those houses, when you buy a house, they'll put a seismic gas shutoff valve. It's a box, metal box, usually red, and that will shut off at 5.4. Some insurance companies are now requiring it, or if you want the added safety, you can have a plumber install it as well. And I have a ladder set up here. I'm waiting for the moisture in the roof to dry off. There was a heavy fog here this morning. So we're in the garage now, and they have a 2005 50-gallon GE water heaters sold by Home Depot. And starting from the base, since the mid-90s, it's required to have drip pans here. But they're of no use if you don't connect the drain line to it. So that's number one. Number two, the bottom seismic strap is not installed correctly. It's not tight, and it's set too low. It should be up 4 inches or more above the gas control valve, so it should be up here. Number three is your gas connector here. When you put a newer water heater in, you always change out your gas supply, flexible gas supply connector. And this is an old brass one. We haven't used this in 25, 30 years. The sulfur that we put in the gas for the smell will eat through this brass. So this is a dangerous situation here. That's 3. 4, it's missing a sediment trap. It's a piece of pipe that comes down, picks up any sediments in the gas line. And 5 would be installation on your supply pipes coming in. And if you look carefully, we'll look at number 6, would be your leaning of your water heater. It's not properly blocked, and so that needs to happen. So 6 would be your vent connector. It's fallen out of the exhaust pipe in the ceiling here, so it's emitting spent gas up in the ceiling of the garage, and there's a bedroom above here, so that's a very dangerous situation. So that's 6 things that need to be approved upon on the on your water heater. 2005, that's typically these things, water heaters last for 10 to 12 years, so you're getting at the end of its serviceable life as well. We don't change them out to the leak, so hopefully there's a you have an appliance warranty policy on all your appliances here. There is a newer furnace here, and it's built in the early 2000s, but there's no AC unit. So your neighbor has one, but you don't have one. Here again, same thing, it's missing a sediment trap, and they do have the proper gas connector here. The stainless steel one's the one we like to see. And earlier I showed you how to change out the filters. It's a 14 by 24, and when you change it out, you want to vacuum the bottom box. We call that the return plenum. And there's a couple different types of filters. So this one is a higher grade, and you change it out every 3 months if you had an AC furnace, but in this case, just with a furnace, you can do it twice a year. And if you want to do the $3 type of filters, the gas company recommends, or the heating and HVAC companies recommend to change them out once a month. They like to see those because it's less of a strain on the equipment. These higher grade filters. The garage, we did find some holes in the firewall. You see it here. The fire door did not self-close, so we got that. And the opener did auto-reverse, but there's no secondary child-proof photo beams on that. So also your outlets out here, receptacles are missing. They're not GFI protected. So that's what you have in your garage. Now I'm on the flat roof, the low slope roof over the room addition, and this has a 90 weight cap sheet. And if you look carefully, it's got air bubbles here, soft areas, and lots of rock here. So this is probably 8 or so years old. And then there's where the seams are, there's a couple open gaps here. So this needs some attention. On this type of roof, the rocks will actually deteriorate over time and come loose. They did flash it against the house, which we like to see, and there is a slight slope to it, so it'll drain water. But you can see here there are some openings of the gap, the flashing here. Water will get back inside there, and you'll have that. This is the vent for your water heater, and we saw black soot at the some of the openings in the water here, so it tells us there's poor drafting here. The vent is too close to the wall here. It should be 8 feet away, and we like these vents 2 feet or more above the roof. And it's a product out of called Transite, and it has asbestos in it. So the manufacturer requires that you use a steel vent pipe, a type B, a double wall. And so that should be changed out next time you change your water heater. So, climb up here. The sun's now drying off the roof. It was real slick this morning. And on the ridge cap, where the two roofs come together, there's just some minor deterioration, and there's one or two damaged ridge caps. So it tells me the roof is probably under 8 years old. And we'll walk around here. You have this exterior siding. It's a T111, and you can see before they painted it, they've gone many years without, and the outside ply has been deteriorated. And so you got that, and then I'm going to get the ladder set up so I can climb the second level roof. So give me a second here. So now we're on the roof on the second level, and the cap sheet, ridge cap here looks in good shape, and the vent for your furnace is high enough. It's out of a metal pipe, so it's all good and dandy. And down at the over your living room, you have a little parapet wall here, and they call it a cricket flashing here. It's amazing how fast your roof dries out in the morning with a little sun. You'll have to come up here at least annually to clean off the roof here. We saw this debris blocking flow of water. So and then it absorbs the moisture, and it deteriorates the material. So this type of flashing here is 90 weight paper, and it will need to be replaced every 12 to 15 years. So you can see that they have some fungus on it now, and that's what you have there, but it needs to be cleaned on a regular basis. You have a satellite dish on the side of the house, the south side, and we don't inspect those. And we're going to go over and look at your Rampart General chimney, and it's missing a spark arrestor chimney cap. And if you look over to your neighbors across the street, he has one. A spark arrestor chimney cap is a little house metal cap they put on top, so rainwater can get inside. And on the sides they have a grid, so the sparks don't fly around. You got a tree growing over the chimney that needs to be cut back, and there are some cracks on top here, and they can be sealed. And this thing's been recently painted, and typically we see cracking along the sides here, so I'll have to look carefully and see what I see there, if I see any cracking. And for some reason it looks like this top has been spliced on. It's a different pattern. So with the conditions I found, I would recommend you get a chimney inspection done, and they'll drop a camera down through the flue to see exactly what's going on, if there's any conditions there. So again, roof, you probably have another 10 or so years. You will have to replace the ridge caps in a couple of years, and after that you can get another 8 to 10 years out of the roof. And the trim has been recently painted, the fascia boards, you want to keep that up. And so that's what you have. If you have any questions, you can always call me at 818-271-0417. And again, this is Greg Noyes, Pacific West Home Inspections.